Welcome to Barbara's Bulletin, the podcast where we dive into the latest global news and trends. I'm your host, Barbara, and I'm excited to share today's top stories with you. We're starting with a significant development in international relations, as Pakistan emerges as a potential peace broker between the United States and Iran. This unexpected role for Pakistan comes amid heightened tensions in the Middle East, and it's sparked interesting discussions about the country's diplomatic capabilities. According to recent reports, Pakistani Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has been in talks with U.S. President Donald Trump, exploring ways to ease tensions between the U.S. and Iran. This effort is seen as a significant departure from Pakistan's traditional stance on regional conflicts, and it highlights the country's growing ambitions as a key player in global diplomacy. Meanwhile, India is navigating its own set of challenges in the region, particularly with regards to energy security. The country has been impacted by the ongoing conflict in the Persian Gulf, which has disrupted oil supplies and led to a surge in prices. In response, India has begun to explore alternative sources of energy, including crude oil from Iran. In a rare public acknowledgement, India's oil ministry recently confirmed that the country is buying crude from Iran, among other countries, to navigate the current energy crisis. This move is seen as a pragmatic step towards ensuring India's energy security, despite the challenges posed by U.S. sanctions on Iranian oil exports. As we consider these developments, it's clear that the geopolitical landscape in the region is becoming increasingly complex. With multiple players vying for influence and various interests at stake, it's essential to approach these issues with nuance and balance. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Barbara's Bulletin. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. As we continue to follow the developing story in the Middle East, we have a series of updates that paint a complex picture of the escalating tensions in the region. To provide context, let's break down the key events. Firstly, reports from France 24 indicate that Israel has expanded its military operations in Lebanon, with strikes targeting Hezbollah positions. This escalation follows Israel's stated goal of dismantling Hezbollah entirely as a political and social movement. The situation on the ground remains volatile, with civilians caught in the crossfire. Additionally, we're seeing a significant diplomatic effort underway at the United Nations. A scheduled vote on a draft resolution regarding the Strait of Hormuz was postponed after Iran warned against any provocative action. This development highlights the deep divisions within the international community on how to address the crisis. Meanwhile, the search for a missing crew member from a crashed U.S. plane continues, with Iranian forces reportedly involved in the operation. This incident is part of a broader pattern of U.S.-Israeli strikes in Iran, some of which have been criticized for hitting non-military targets. It's also worth noting that the conflict is having far-reaching consequences beyond the immediate region. Middle Eastern airlines are facing significant disruptions, and there are concerns about the impact on global oil supplies. As we strive to provide a balanced view of these events, it's clear that the situation remains highly fluid and unpredictable. We will continue to monitor developments and bring you updates as more information becomes available. In our commitment to fairness and accuracy, we want to emphasize that the complexities of this conflict involve multiple perspectives and interests. Understanding these nuances is crucial for grasping the full scope of the crisis. Welcome back to the closing segment of Barbara's Bulletin. As we continue to monitor the ongoing situation in the Middle East, we're seeing a significant impact on global energy markets. The war has led to a substantial increase in diesel prices across Europe, with some countries experiencing rises of over 30% since the start of the conflict. According to experts, diesel has been worse hit than other fuels due to its already tight supply and demand balance before the war. The price of diesel has risen above $200 per barrel in Europe, the highest since March 2022, when Russia's invasion of Ukraine shook markets. This increase is having a knock-on effect on inflation, with many industries reliant on diesel, including transportation, agriculture, and construction. The European Union's dependence on imported energy, particularly from the Middle East, has been highlighted by this crisis. With Russia being a major supplier of diesel to Europe before the invasion of Ukraine, the EU is now struggling to find alternative sources. Middle East states provided over half of Europe's diesel in 2025, with about one-third passing through the Strait of Hormuz. As a result, many European countries are taking measures to mitigate the effects of the shortage. Some have imposed restrictions on diesel sales, while others have temporarily cut taxes on the fuel. Refineries are working at full capacity, but experts warn that there is minimal room for maneuver to increase production. The situation is complex, and there are no easy solutions. While some have suggested that sourcing diesel from Russia could be an efficient solution, the EU's sanctions on Moscow make this unlikely in the near future. For now, it seems that postponing refinery maintenance, using strategic reserves, and reducing consumption may be the only ways to partially address the imbalance. As we conclude today's Barber's Bulletin, it's clear that the ongoing conflict in the Middle East has far-reaching consequences for global energy markets. We will continue to monitor the situation and provide updates as more information becomes available. That's all for today's Barber's Bulletin. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, stay engaged.